Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be predicting Week 7 of the 2025 NFL season. As you can see, I'm currently 55 for 37. I went 9-6 last week, which, well, I came quite close to the tiebreaker, so let's see Week 7. Hopefully we can do better. I was doing so well. 25-7 the first 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure, or something like that. And now we're 55-37. So, first up, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh dear, the Steelers are top the AFC North, West, North. I forgot which division the Steelers are in. Top the AFC North, pretty much the only good team in their division at the moment. And the Bengals, who lost the Packers last week. I don't think I'm going to pick the Steelers to win. So on Thursday night, obviously this is UK time, so UK time's at 1:15 in the morning on Friday. But Thursday night football, picking the Steelers to win. Following that, we have a London game between the Los Angeles Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Rams, it wasn't the cleanest of wins, but they pulled off the win against the Ravens. And the Jaguars, I believe they lost. Let's have a look. Yeah, they lost to the Seahawks last week. And it's been played in London. The Rams have all the momentum. I'm picking the Rams to get a win. A very important win because there's 3 teams tied at the top of the NFC West at 4-2, and I want the Rams to win this game. Following that, with the New Orleans Saints taking on the Chicago Bears. The Saints, damn, I really need to write this down before starting these videos. The Saints losing to the Patriots last week, and the Bears, I believe they beat the Commanders. Sorry about that, I accidentally tabbed out, so I hope that didn't affect the recording too much. So going off, it's been played at home. I'm picking the Chicago Bears to win and keep the NFC North competitive. I'm still really excited because I just played some matches of Age of Mythology Retold, the Heavenly Spears DLC. I'll link that video in the description and the end card screen in case you're interested in checking out on Matt's channel. Following that, we have the Miami Dolphins taking on the Cleveland Browns. The Dolphins, it was close, but they lost to the Chargers last week. And the Browns, being the Browns, I don't know, man. This one could go either way. I'm picking the Dolphins, but I can see this going both ways. Oh wow, you guys agree, 50-50 on the vote. Following up, we have the New England Patriots taking on the Tennessee Titans. The Patriots, wow, that AFC East matchup is going quite well. The AFC East is going quite well for the Patriots. And who would have thunk it, given that the Bills lost last week. And then the Titans have lost their head coach, and now they have to play the Patriots. I don't know who they're going to hire as a new head coach yet. I'm not sure if that's been announced. But I don't think they're going to pick up a debut win. I'm picking the Patriots to win this game. Crazy things. Following that, we have the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Raiders, they pulled off a win against the Titans last week, I'm pretty sure. And the Chiefs, they outplayed the Lions. They might be back. They're getting one of their star players back from injury this week. And I've voted against them enough times. I am picking the Chiefs to win. It is an AFC West showdown, so who knows? Following that, we had the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Minnesota Vikings. The Eagles, they met their match in the New York Giants last week. And they lost by more than two. I think it was around just over 2 scores. And the Vikings, I don't know, I think the Vikings, hang on. Sorry about this. The Vikings were on a bye last week, I'm pretty sure. So given that they've just come off the bye and the Eagles have just lost to the Giants, I'm picking the Vikings to win this game. But I'm not going to be too surprised if the Eagles win this. Yeah, not too surprised about this one. Following up, they have the Carolina Panthers taking on the New York Jets. The Panthers, 3-3 on the season, not bad. And then managed to pull off a win against the Cowboys last week. And the Jets, they're just hoping for their first win against... It's an ugly game against the Broncos. I don't know. I want to pick the Panthers. But part of me wants to pick the Jets. To get their first win against Carolina, I'm going to pick the Jets. I have to believe, I know one of my Discord server members is a fan of the Jets. I can't remember who it is. Sorry. So yes, picking the Jets, but it's probably the wrong choice. Following that, we have the New York Giants taking on the Denver Broncos. The Giants have pulled off a win against the Eagles last week, and the Broncos, they pulled off an ugly win against the Jets. But you can see why the odds are heavily stacked in Denver's favour. It's played at home, they have good defense, which the Eagles didn't. Well, they didn't show up. The defense didn't show up last week. I don't know. Giants. I'm probably going to get both these wrong, but hey. Following up, this is going to be an interesting game. The Indianapolis Colts taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. The Colts, 5-1. And they just keep winning. Their only loss was to the Rams. They knocked off the Cardinals, and the Chargers beat the Dolphins. It is close, and it's 54-46. I just believe in the Colts more. I'm picking the Indianapolis Colts. Sorry, Chargers. Following that, we have the Washington Commanders taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The Commanders losing to the Bears and the Cowboys losing to the Panthers last week, so both these teams lost last week. But I'm going to have to go with the books here and pick the Commanders to get the win over the Dallas Cowboys, but I won't be too surprised if this game turns out to be quite close. Oh boy, following that we have the Green Bay Packers taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The Packers, they got the business done against the Bengals. It was a little nerve-wracking, as Tom can, what's the word? Point out for you. And then the Cardinals, after winning the first 2 games, they're now on a 4-game losing streak, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be 5 games, so I'm picking the Packers. Sorry, Cardinals. Oh, this game should be fun. We have the Atlanta Falcons taking on the San Francisco 49ers. The Falcons getting the job done against the Bills last week, and the 49ers, they lost to the Buccaneers. Despite the fact that multiple members of their Buccaneers offense is injured, I'm picking the Falcons to win, and it's going to be 2 games in a row that the 49ers are going to lose to an NFC South opponent. Sorry, San Francisco. Oh, this one should be fun. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Detroit Lions. The Buccaneers are the #1 seed in the NFC right now. And the Lions, yeah, it's rough. So you have the Buccaneers whose offense is injured, and the Lions whose defense is injured, and will be without Brian Branch because he's serving a 1-game suspension. I am picking the Buccaneers to win. If they do win, it will cement their place atop the NFC. Even though most people are picking the Lions, which is understandable. Then the final game is the Houston Texans taking on the Seattle Seahawks. The Texans, 2-3. I believe they were on a bye last week. They were, okay. And then facing the Seahawks, who knocked off a very good team in the Jaguars. I don't want baseball. No. So, I hate to pick it, but I'm going to have to pick the Seahawks to win. Yeah. I don't like them, but they are a good team. 4-2, tied for first in the NFC West, with the 49ers and the Rams. But hey, as for the number of points, I have no idea. So I'm just going to say 47 and call it a day. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and God, I need a good week, like week 1 and week 2. See you later.